Korea's education system is one of the top best education system among OECD countries, which famous in reading literacy, mathematics, and science. Higher education is a serious issue in South Korea society. All people are obsessed with education, which people call it as education fever. This is because they believe that academic success is the only way to success their life. There are 3 top universities in South Korea which often referred to as SKY, are Seoul National University, Korea University, and Yonsei University. All of the students have the desire to enter these 3 top universities. For those who are successful in education, they might have a prestigious and secure a high-paid job such as Samsung, Hyundai, LG Electronics, and SK. The students who are successful in academic, they will be in the path of middle class, while for the students who are failed in study, would be looked down by other people. This situation had led to a huge pressure to students in their academic achievement. South Korea had invested heavily in education. In 2013, South Korea had spent 6.3% of its GDP on all levels of education. It shows that how serious of South Koreans emphasize on education. Except for regular school, parents also spend a lot in private tuition. The monthly spending on private tuition in 2016 also hit an all-time high of 244,000 won per student, which is around 900 ringgit. This causes many parents avoid to have more children due to the huge burden on financial of education. Students in South Korea usually spend 17 hours in daily studies, which is from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. They spend 9 hours on regular school, 6 hours on cram school, which is called Hangwon in South Korea, and the rest of time are spent on self-study in home or school. All of their time are spent on studies. Usually, they sleep on 2 a.m. and wake up on 6:30 a.m. for preparing to school. Most of them are satisfied with the heavy academic system because they believe long hours study and hard work will eventually pay off. The consistently study also causes South Korea rank the second highest place in global education ranking. The result on reading, maths, and science in South Korea also showcased the higher performance compared to America. In 2012, South Korea also hits the first place in mathematics in PISA among the OECD countries. Today, Korea is a modern, industrialized country, but according to the OECD, 40 years ago, Korea's national wealth was the same as that of Afghanistan, one of the poorest countries in the world. The hard work of South Korea are finally paid off and become one of the richest countries in Asia. However, it also reflects a bad effect on the younger generation. The over-focus in academic achievement in South Korea had led to the highest suicide rate among the OECD countries. According to the OECD Health Statistics 2015, an average of 29.1 people per 100,000 committed suicide in 2012. This showcased the highest depression among people in South Korea. This serious impact is contributed by the huge pressure in academic. Here are the videos which the greatly depressed student try to commit suicide. Here's an interview for Kim Dong-kyun, who had been finished study in the high school in South Korea. How was your high school life in South Korea?
I was in school almost 16 hours every day, and actually I woke up at 6 and I went to school at 7. Then I finished at 11 p.m. But sometimes I went to tuition after school, so I got home around 2 a.m. Then when the high school started grade, I went to school during the weekend too, and also there were vacation, but actually we have to go to school during the vacation, so actually there wasn't any holidays.
Did the pressure in your study make you think of committing suicide?
Yes, kind of, but it wasn't very serious, but I was very stressful. It was very stressful because my teacher and my parents always talk about my result and let me study for many hours even I don't want. Yeah.
Do you have any financial problem in your study during your high school life?
No, because my parents supported me very well. But in general, almost the students go tuition, and tuition fee is very expensive in Korea. Usually, one subject for high school students was more than 1,000 ringgit. So some of students struggle in the tuition fee.
In your opinion, did you think the government should change the education system in the future?
Yes, of course, because our education system is very competitive, and also we study for just enter the university, so we have to change, like study for the further study, just rather than enter the university.
Here also another interview for Im Hye-rin, who are from Seoul, South Korea. Did the pressure in your study make you think of committing suicide?
Yes, because it is really difficult for Korean education. Therefore, I really want to die when I was high school student. However, I could bear it because my parents cheer me for not being stressed.
What do you think about South Korea education system which you experienced before?
The South Korea education system is really bad because the South Korea system unconditionally memorized. That's why even they memorize the English, so we learn about English for 20 years, but they cannot speak English, they cannot understand English.
Do you have any experience of a friend or friends that committed suicide before?
No, but in my school have the suicide scandal. My friend, she took too much of her academic stress and tried to commit suicide at school.
What advice would you give for future South Korean students in their studies?
I don't want to make future students stress, and suicide is very bad things and stupid. And parents feel very sad. They also want to suicide when their children suicide. So that's why cannot be suicide.
From the evidence shown, as you can see how stressful life in South Korea, it is undeniable that South Korea's education system is well famous. However, it also showcased the great impact on their education. Depression and pressure among the students are the main factor appearing suicide. The huge investment on education also led to a number of people suffering in financial problems. Should the South Korean government do anything to cover off the highest suicide rate? Education systems should be changed to relieve students' pressure. These are the questions for the government to do soul searching on the over-focus on academic achievement. I would like to say, happier life among the growing children is more important than anything. A growing children should not have too much pressure. A happier childhood is deserved on their life.